put yourself in Anas Sarwar's shoes, right? So Labour are about 20 points behind the SNP in the race for the Holyrood election. I think there's less than 90 days left before polling day. Every day is crucial for Scottish Labour in terms of rolling out policy, getting their message across, framing it as a two-horse race between the SNP and Labour. And yet the news media is just devouring the story about Peter Mandelson. You can't get a hearing, this is Sarwar. Everyone's talking about Manday. I mean, how frustrating must this be for Sarwar?
Absolute nightmare for him, absolutely. But I do think today he said he should never have been made US ambassador, which is right. That's the right way to address it, albeit I think he should have addressed this when Mandy was pictured in his Speedo pants. He's also under a lot of pressure from Pete Wishart to disclose the communications that he had with Mandelson. So I actually think, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think he could maybe capitalise on this with regards to what he decides to do with that correspondence. If he does decide to publish it, he might gain some respect from Scottish voters. If he doesn't, then he might not. But yeah, the Epstein case, it's not just like a run-of-the-mill scandal. This has been going on for years and it will continue to go on for years. And the files just get more and more scandalous as they're published. So I think it's definitely within Anas's interest to publish that correspondence that he had with somebody in government that has ties to a paedophile.
It goes back to the sort of issue as well that, you know, he wants the focus to be on domestic issues, the NHS, the education service. And yet, again, it's Westminster issues, UK Labour government issues that are dominating, drowning out anything he's saying. And just the clock's running down on the election. I mean, I don't think anyone expects the Mandelson story to be a dominant issue in the Holyrood election campaign. But, I mean, Labour need to start narrowing the gap quickly or this election's already over.
No, 100%. I think his time's starting to run out. So whatever he's got coming up in his election campaign, he's going to need to throw some fire behind it because this story is going to be dominating news for quite some time and it's far from over.
I think Ruth makes a great point about if Sarwar was to publish that correspondence, because of course the SNP have got a bit of brass neck to go on about cover-ups and not publishing documents, because we've seen what they're doing with the hospital stuff. They're kind of refusing to publish documents relating to that. But Anas Sarwar did once refer to Peter Mandelson as his old friend. I think it was a picture on social media of the pair of them. So I mean, maybe Anas Sarwar doesn't want to release any more fawning emails between the pair of them. How deep did their relationship go? How much did he know about Mandelson's past? And again, this isn't the snake, the spitting image snake. This isn't a shock that Mandelson's a snake. So why was Anas Sarwar putting himself in that position in the first place?
But it is difficult for Anas because clearly he's not going to condemn Mandelson prior to this whole scandal coming out. He's going to treat him like a party colleague. But Anas, this week, I think Anas has come out with a series of really good policy announcements. It was on our front page on Monday talking about how he's definitely going to not have trans-identified males in female prisons. That chimes with a lot of voters, and he's in the right place on that. Today we're reporting in the Daily Record about him supporting a crackdown on the availability of knives, following a lot of good work you've done, Ruth, on Our Kids campaign, where violence against young people has become a major, I think, issue for a lot of voters, a lot of parents, a lot of grandparents, a lot of young voters. So Anas is coming out with this really good stuff. It should be putting the spotlight on the SNP failings in government. I would add to that list the Queen Elizabeth stuff. Obviously, Anas has been at the forefront of really trying to nail down the SNP government on where they failed in the construction and the delivery of that big hospital. None of it's coming through. We're giving it fair wind in the record, but when things like this come along, they just hit them in the face like a big spade, and it's hard to see how we can get that message across. I hope this dies down so that we can make the election about these issues, and then Anas might then have some success.